Yeah, welcome to our channel. So I'm going to be brief on this because still on the issue of power given and taking. So, but I just want you to know one thing that for those who are wasting their time dreaming that power one day will be given to them, they are wasting their time. But first of all, let's go through some headlines and see what the country has become.
Assembly polls reveals 21 killed in Saturday's election, urges immediate action to prevent relapse of Nigeria's
EU
democracy.
labels
Yes, the
widespread
European
violence
Union
during
giving
Global
its
House of
the
Assembly
verdict of
polls.
its observer mission yesterday. Of course, sad commentary. You want to say 21 persons died on election day. The ambition of anybody is not worth any Nigerian's blood, but 21 persons have lost their lives. Our hearts and sympathy to the families of those who lost their lives during that election. Now, the parties are complaining. Below the masthead, Bauchi Goba poll, INEC must probe cases of overvoting, Beavers compromise, says APC. Talking about Bauchi going to.
So, like I said before, I want to keep things brief. All these political jargons, I'm tired of it. I'm fed up, you know, in hearing it. But it's a pity that people have to lose their lives simply because they wanted to go and vote, not because they were armed robbers or because they wanted to go and take a risk, you know, in some other unholy ventures and things like that. Just because, because just like yesterday, I was listening to one news. A woman left her house to go and vote on Saturday. She left her house, left her husband, left 3 children in Benin City. She went to go and vote, and that was the end of it. She died. How? She was shot, according to them, by some thugs who were trying to snatch buses. And so, if you remember the person that was blamed for the buses snatching in Edo State, then you will know that he's the one responsible for that. You know? So that was the state governor that was being blamed by a lot of people. They said it was the PDP that was snatching buses all over the place because they were scared that the Labour Party movement was taking all over. That the Labour were going to win because of what Labour did during the presidential. So, in when it comes to the governor and the state house of assembly, because he wanted a majority, of PDP in the house. So therefore, he was so desperate. Then he have to employ some of those those boys to to do the rough jobs, etc. So but what I just want to say here is that for those who are thinking that maybe one day power will rotate and get to their turn, you better wake up, smell the coffee, because this election is supposed to open your eyes. The more, if you think if you have money, for example, if you have money that you don't need the politics, you don't care about the politics and stuff like that. At the end of the day, when a tout or a talk becomes a governor or a president, definitely you and your money will be nothing because he will make the laws to control your money. He will make the law to lock your money into the banks and stuff like that and turn you to a beggar. That is the way it is. So politics, determines everything. So I just have one quote, one of my quote, to read out. But in order to be very accurate, let me read the way the way it is, or it has been composed. It says freedom is participation in power. You know, freedom is what? Participation in power. It says it's a powerful. It says it's a powerful statement that speaks to the importance of political engagements and the role that it plays in shaping our futures or our freedom. So this quote suggests that freedom is not simply something that is granted to us by those in power, but rather something that we must actively participate in if we are to maintain and expand our liberties. So Fundamentally, he said the quote suggests that freedom is not simply the, in the absence of oppression or coercion, but rather the ability to have a say in the decisions that affect our lives. Do you understand that? So we have to be at least be involved in everything that has to do with politics, so that we'll be able to influence some things. Because if, for example, like as it is in most areas, government is government, governance is governance, whether from the local to the state or to the federal level. So if, for example, I'm the biggest business owner in my local government and I pay the biggest tax to my local government, I think I should deserve some respect. So if that local government want to make, if for example, if I employed, let's say, up to 1,000 from my local government, or as the highest employer of labor in my local government, for example, let's say 1,000 people, check the size of the local government, for example, which maybe have a population of maybe about 500,000 or 200,000 thereabout. It depends on the local government we're talking about. Then I employed just 1,000 people, and I'm the highest employer of labor in that local government. Before one local government chairman will come and mess my business up, if they are about to, if they are campaigning for election, or in fact before they will start nominating who the who the who the people are that we have that we run for the election of that local government, I should be up and doing. I should move around, walk around, try to see who these guys are. We know them, know their character, know how they went to school. Maybe we all went to school together, primary, secondary school. We know their families, they know our families, and stuff like that. You know, then you meet all of them, and you sit down with them, and you tell them the strength. You remind them again that this is the strength that we need in this local government. We control things, we run things, we employ, you know, um, 1,000 people in this from this local government, and this is what we have been able to achieve so far. So maybe even in his own family, he have people who has worked in that same company, or people who are already pensioners, who worked in that same district. So he should know. So before he will just come around, for example, and start to make some useless laws, or popular or unpopular laws, just because he wants to, win some votes and stuff like that. The first thing you have to do is to bring those companies around, especially those companies that this decision will affect, you know, and ask them what their opinions are, so that he'll be able to shape, or they'll be able to shape, you know, that this that that laws and rules that they're about to, to effect, so that it will not so affect that company at the detriment of their own citizens. If you understand what I mean. So that's how things are being done. So you don't say, oh, because I'm a billionaire, I'm a millionaire, I have my business and stuff like that. So I don't care whoever wins and stuff. Because at the end of the day, you will care, because even a local government chairman, if you frame me up with some little things and things like that, without, because he have been a local government chairman, can have some influence, with the bank managers, and before you know it, they start to accuse you of something, that they close your company down, for some reason, either for pollution or for what have you, and things like that. Even for only 1 week, that can affect a lot of things, productivity and stuff. So these are the things. So if my people, or some of my people are saying, oh, we have so and so this thing, we control so and so and stuff. So when it comes to politics, we don't care. At the end of the day, you will care, like I said. So, but mind you, power is not given. You have to take it. You have to actually take it, you know, and don't think that you get power. Don't think that everything will just be so smooth without any oppression or coercion, accordingly. So things like this will always occur, but then you still have to be steadfast, you know, and, and maintain your push. So at the end of the day, we get there. So that is it. So I think the people should be more politically aware, and they should open their eyes, their eyes, or two eyes, you know, and all other eyes should be open, so that they too they can see and be well deliberate on how they want to do it and how they really want to grab this power. So in whatever way they can, they need to grab this power, because the power, absolute that power, controls every other thing, both economic, social, and what have you. So that is what I'm just here to drop. So please take this thing into consideration and don't forget it. So that's the way it is. So that's the truth. So please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and like our videos, and share, 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 share.